Hi my lovely people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about different routes to qualify teacher status for those that have teaching experience outside the UK. I will encourage you to listen to this video from the beginning to the very end for you to get all the necessary information that is required in order for you to qualify to teach in the UK, beginning with different routes to qualify teacher status, international qualifications that are required, assessment cost, visa fee and other charges. If today is your first time here, my name is Dr. Nikki. If you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share my video. Click on that notification bell to get notified whenever I upload any new video. And for my returning subscriber, thanks for the love and support. UK is in high demand for teachers, and different routes was created years back to encourage people to get into teaching career, which is known as getting into teaching. There was tax cut that was introduced to encourage people to choose the teaching career. But the good news is that even based on all these tax cuts, UK still needs teachers to be able to fill lots of positions that are available in the primary school, early years and the secondary school settings. From February 1st, 2023, teachers from Ghana, Nigeria, India, Jamaica, South Africa, Hong Kong, Singapore, Ukraine and Zimbabwe can apply for qualified teaching status outside the UK. If you're a qualified teacher from outside the UK, you can work as a teacher in England for up to 4 years without the QTS, which is the qualified teacher's status. After the 4th year, the QTS is a legal requirement to teach. So what does this mean? That means if you follow this route to be able to come to the UK as a teacher, after your 4th year, you need to have gained the QTS in order for you to meet the requirement to teach in England. So what are the routes to the QTS? There are 4 routes to QTS for teachers and training outside the UK. You can apply through any of the following 4 routes for you to be able to have your QTS. 1. Apply for QTS through the Teaching Regulation Agency. 2. Apply for Assessment Only QTS. 3. Apply for teacher training in England. And the 4th one, apply to train for international qualified teaching status, which is also known as the iQTS. So for my friends and families that are teachers and you're thinking of, oh, I want to come to the UK, that's why I say this is a good news. As I go along in this video, I will tell you the opportunity that are available for you to be able to earn even as you train to get your qualification. If you're thinking of coming to UK before getting your QTS, then the 3rd route will be the best option for you, which is when you apply for teachers training in England in order to get your QTS. But all of these routes also based on individual circumstances, as your eligibility for each route will depend on where you qualified, whether you already have teaching experience, your personal circumstances. International qualifications. Since the UK government has opened their door for additional 9 countries which I've mentioned earlier on, including Ghana, Nigeria, India, Jamaica, Hong Kong, Ukraine, Zimbabwe and South Africa, you're coming into the UK to teach as a teacher from any of these countries, your international qualification has to be assessed. If your qualification comes from a non-UK institution, your assessment only teacher training provider may want to see a statement of comparability, showing how they compare to the UK qualifications. Your teaching experience must consist of time spent teaching as opposed to other responsibility in a school. That means if you want to come through this route to come to the UK as a teacher, you have to have an experience as a teacher whereby you've taught in a school rather than just being an admin in the particular school. This visa route is looking outward for those that have teaching experience, that have actually taught in a school, not those that have been in a school but been an admin or in a bursary position. You have to have the teaching experience. Your teaching experience must have taken place in 2 separate schools, not 2 classes within the same school, or 2 school sites within the same organization. Demonstrate that you have taught young people from a range of different backgrounds. Your teaching experience must also demonstrate you are familiar with different approaches to teaching, learning, and school management. Your teaching experience must have been gained in any type of school, be it a private school, an international school, or a state government school. Your teaching experience can be gained from any school, as long as it consists of time spent teaching. Your teaching experience can also come from teaching a non-English curriculum. But if this experience has come from teaching a non-English curriculum, that means you will need to show evidence that you can actually read, write, and understand English. Your teaching experience must have been divided between at least 2 schools, as long as you have at least 2 years experience in total. So if you've just started teaching and your teaching experience is just only for a year, that means you have to wait a year more before you can actually qualify for this visa route to come to the UK as a teacher. So having understand all what is required of you based on your international qualification, different routes that you can use in order to obtain your QTS for you to come to the UK as a teacher, what are the assessment costs? You need to be assessed based for your international qualifications to be sure of its comparability with the UK qualification. So what's the assessment cost? The fees ranges from about £1,500 to £4,000. Assessment cost varies between providers and may be more if you are applying outside the UK. What are the things that are required of you to train to become a teacher for a non-UK citizen? A university degree from UK or from a non-UK university. A standard equivalent to a grade 4 GCSE in English and Maths. A confirmed offer of a training place from an English teacher training provider. An immigration status which allows you to train and teach in the UK. If your qualification comes from a non-UK institution, your teacher training provider may want to see a statement of comparability from UK ENIC. Applying for a visa for your teacher training course. How can you apply for a visa for your teacher training course in order for you to come to the UK and be trained to become a teacher while processing your QTS? The interesting part of this is that you can actually apply for a skilled worker visa in order to come into the UK to be trained as a teacher. You can apply for a skilled worker visa for a salaried teacher training course. Interestingly, you can be trained to become a teacher and also be paid. So you need to look out for the best route that you think is work best for you, be of importance for those, especially for those with families that want to come into the UK with their families to be able to settle down in the UK. So this might help financially. While you're being trained, you get paid as well. Your visa must be sponsored by a licensed sponsor of skilled worker visa. You'll be able to apply for a visa if you have a confirmed offer for a salaried training place at a school that is a licensed skilled worker sponsor. You can speak, read, write, and understand English. Your salary meets the requirement for a skilled worker visa. The salary requirement for a skilled worker visa is broken down below. Inner London, £24,254. Outer London, £22,924. London Fringe, £20,594. Rest of England, £20,480. For your offer to be confirmed, you will have to be accepted on a teacher training course and may also have to pass criminal record and health checks. It is worth applying to your training provider early, as this is competitive. What happens after you secure a training provider in the UK and you've been gotten confirmed and then you've come to the UK to be trained as a teacher? So when you have your QTS, as you could actually teach without this QTS for 4 years, but like I mentioned earlier at the start of my video, that after the 4th year, it is a legal requirement for you to have your QTS in order for you to teach. When you have your QTS, you can apply for a paid teaching job in any school in England. Many schools accept applications from trainees who will soon complete their training and gain QTS, as well as those who have finished their training. That's another advantage, that even when you're close to getting your QTS, you can actually get employed in any school in England. Having knows all that is required and the advantage for you that even when you're close to getting your QTS, you can actually get employed in any school in England. Another important thing that you need to know about coming to the UK, after you've gotten a place, you've gotten confirmed, and you've gotten your skilled worker visa sponsor, you need to know about the visa fee and other charges, which is important because these are part of the things you need to put down when planning on taking a teaching job in the UK. Because the visa fee and other charges that are involved. Apart from the visa fee, you'll be required to pay for UK healthcare as part of your immigration application, which is also known as the immigration health surcharge. At the moment, this costs £628 per year. So if you're getting your skilled worker visa for 5 years, that means you need to multiply the £628 per year by 5 years. And if you're coming with any dependent, that means you need to do the same thing for the numbers of dependents you're coming with. For example, if you're coming with your husband or your wife with one child, that means you need to calculate £628 times 5 for each of your dependents. That means one for your husband or your wife and for one child. And then if you have 2, 3, or 4 children, that means you need to do the same thing for all the children as well, in addition to the visa fee that you're going to pay. This has brought me to the end of my video for today. If you think my video has helped you on all the routes that are available for you to obtain your QTS, the application process, and the visa fee requirement that's expected of you, don't forget to give this video a like and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Until next time on my channel, bye.